Good morning. Today we are going to read lesson The Little Girl. It is written by Catherine Mansfield. Now in this lesson we'll find that there is one main character which is the small girl, little girl, and there is another character which is also very important, that is her father. Now the story is about the relationship which these two people share with each other. To the little girl, he was a figure to be feared and avoided. Every morning before going to work, he came into her room and gave her a casual kiss, to which she responded with, "Goodbye, father." Now, we can see that the figure which is mentioned over here is of father, and the girl is quite afraid of father. Every morning, whenever father comes in the room of daughter and gives her a casual kiss, she responds to it by saying, "Goodbye, father." And oh, there was a glad sense of relief when she heard the noise of the carriage growing fainter and fainter down the long road. And she would feel very glad, she would feel a sense of relief whenever she would hear that the carriage is going away from home. And the sound of carriage, when it became fainter and fainter, it assured her that father is finally gone. And in the evening, when he came home, he stood near the staircase and heard his loud voice in the hall. Bring my tea into the drawing room. Hasn't the paper come yet? Mother, go and see if my paper is out there, and bring me my slippers." And in the evening, whenever the father would come home, he would ask for few things. First, he would ask for tea, then he would ask for newspaper, and then next thing would be his slippers. Kezia, mother would call to her. Mother would tell Kezia that if you are a good girl, you can come down and take off father's boots. Slowly, the girl would slip down the stairs because she is not willing to come down. More slowly, still across the hall, and becomes more slow in walking when she crosses the hall and push open the drawing room door. And then she opens the door of drawing room. By that time, he had his spectacles on and looked at her over them in a way that was terrifying to the little girl. And by that time, he would have wore his spectacles and he would look at the girl and say, "Well, Kezia, hurry up and pull off these boots and take them outside. Have you been a good girl today?" He would ask her that did she behave properly whole day, and also he would ask her to pull off his boots. And what would she say? She would say, "I don't know, father." Then he would imitate his daughter. "You don't know? If you stutter like that, mother will have to take you to the doctor." Now father doesn't like that she is stammering, and he would say that if you will stutter, if you will stammer like this, then mother will take you to the doctor for the treatment. Never stuttered with other people and had quite given it up, but only with father, because then she was trying so hard to say the words properly. She never stuttered with anybody else, but in case of father, she would feel scared and wasn't able to speak anything properly. "What's the matter?" he would ask. "What are you looking so wretched about? Why are you so unhappy? Why are you not happy?" Father would say, "Mother, I wish you taught this child not to appear on the brink of suicide." Then he would tell mother that, "Don't you think that this girl looks like as if she wants to do suicide? You must have taught her something to be cool, to look happy. Here, Kezia, carry my teacup back to the table carefully." He was so big. Now this is the thinking of little girl. She thinks that father is so big, his hands, his neck, especially his mouth. when he opens it for yawning out. So she would feel very bad. Now, what would happen on Sunday afternoons? Grandmother sent her down to the drawing room to have a nice talk with father and mother. Obviously, whenever she is asked to do something by the father, she feels scared. Whenever her father comes back home, and whenever she stammers, he doesn't like. Then also he tells her this and that for not doing so. Grandfather, grandmother knew that there is gap between father and mother, and to bring them closer, she would tell her on Sunday afternoons to go to the drawing room and have a talk with father and mother. But the little girl always found mother reading and father stretched out on the sofa. But whenever she would enter the drawing room, she would see that mother is reading something and father is sitting on the sofa, his handkerchief on his face and his feet on one of his best cushions. And he would be sleeping soundly and snoring. Snoring is sound which is produced by few people when they sleep. She sat on the stool gravely, seriously. She would sit on the stool and seriously watch her father until he woke and stretched and asked the time. When he would wake up, he would ask for the time and then look at the girl and he would say, "Don't stare. Don't look at me like this, Kezia. You look like a little brown owl." One day, when she was kept indoors with a cold, her grandmother told her that father's birthday was next week and suggested she should make him a pin cushion for a gift out of a beautiful piece of yellow silk. Now, grandmother suggested one day that you should make a birthday gift for your father. She actually wanted to bridge the gap between father and daughter. Laboriously, with the double cotton, the little girl stitched three sides. Now she tried to make a pin cushion. She stitched three sides of that yellow silk, and now the question was what to fill it with. You know that cushion has to be filled with either fiber or cotton. So she was thinking about that, and the grandmother was out in the garden, and she wandered into mother's bedroom to look for scraps so that she could fill it. On the bed table, she discovered a great many sheets of fine paper, gathered them, tore them into tiny pieces, and stuffed her case. Now, what did she do? She found fine sheets of fine paper in the room of mother. She collected, tore them into pieces, and stuffed them in the case which she had made for making cushion. That night there was a hue and cry in the house. Now at that night there was a angry sounds, or you can say that there was a kind of commotion in the house. Father's great speech for the Port Authority had been lost. What was lost? Father's speech, and where it was written on the papers, and the papers were missing. Rooms were searched, servants questioned. Finally, mother came into Kezia's room. Now everybody was looking for the papers where the father has written the speech. Kezia, I suppose you didn't see some papers on the table in our room. Now mother asked Kezia that, have you seen the papers? She said, oh yes, I tore them up for my surprise. I am making a surprise. So I tore them for that. What? Screamed mother. Come straight down to the dining room this instant. Quickly come in the dining room. And then she was dragged down to where father was pacing to and fro, walking forward, backwards, forward, backwards. Now in this movement, father was walking, hands behind his back. Well, he said sharply. Mother explained. Mother explained everything, that this is what Kezia has done. He stopped and stared at the child. Did you do that? No, 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 she whispered. Mother, go up to her room and fetch down the damn thing. That go and get that damn thing means that cushion. See that the child is put to bed this instant. And tell her to go in her room right now. Crying too much to explain, she lay in the shadowed room watching the evening light make a sad little pattern on the floor. The girl started crying when she was left in the room alone. She was in shadowed room because evening light was coming inside and it was making some pattern on the floor. She kept watching it. She kept crying. Then father came into the room with a ruler with a stick in his hands and said, I'm going to beat you for this, he said. The girl said, oh no, no, she screamed, hiding under the bedclothes. Means the sheets of, cloth which you use to cover your body when you sleep or when you lie in the bed. So she tried to hide herself under the bedclothes, but he pulled them aside. Sit up, he ordered, and hold out your hands. So she couldn't do anything just to follow the instructions given by father. You must be taught once and for all not to touch what does not belong to you. Not today. I'll teach you a lesson, and you will never touch the things which don't belong to you. But the girl tried to explain. But it was for your birthday. Down came the ruler on her little pink palms. She tried to say that, Father, it was for your birthday. I was planning a surprise for you. But he didn't listen. And then the father hit her pink palms, little palms, with the ruler. Hours later, when grandmother had wrapped her in a shawl and rocked her in the rocking chair, the child clung to her soft body. Now grandmother was trying to console her. She wrapped the little girl in the shawl and she sat in the rocking chair and rocked her. The child, clung. Clung means when you are quite close, when you are stuck. She was attached to the soft body of grandmother. What did God make fathers for? The poor girl said that for what the God had made fathers, because she had never felt the love of father. She sobbed, means she cried. Here is a clean hanky, darling. Blow your nose, go to sleep, pet. You'll forget all about it in the morning. I tried to explain to father, but he was so upset to listen tonight. Now grandmother is trying to console her by saying that, see, child, you sleep. I tried to explain everything to your father, but he was so angry that he didn't listen to me. But tomorrow everything will be all right. In the morning everything is going to be all right. So don't worry, sleep. But the child never forgot. But this incident was never forgotten by the child. Next time she saw him, she quickly put both hands behind her back and a red color flew into her cheeks. So after this incident, whenever she looked at her father, she would immediately keep her hands behind the back and she would there was a red color, there would be red color on her cheeks, and that is sign of fear. She is totally scared. She is very much scared whenever she see her father in front of her.